Hey Lamar, welcome back to a brand new video, guys. We know it's been a while since we made a vlog, but finally we've got something that we can do. A friend of ours is installing coilovers on his car. You guys may remember him. His name's Chris too. He used to have the Viva that I'm going to show you guys right here. He's a good friend of the channel, and we've done lots of work on his car in the past, so it's quite exciting that we're going to be able to do some more work on his car. But he has a new car, so he's about to show up. When it gets here, I'll show you guys. But yeah, we're going to be installing coilovers, and what I will say is the GTI. So as you guys can see, we're busy with some coilovers. We've got some FKs down from Shaba, and they're going to be going on the Golf 6 GTI. So we're going to bring the car in now, jack it up, get everything ready. We're going to try and film as much as we can. I don't think this is going to be more so a tutorial video. It's more so just us installing it, because we've never done one of these before, so we're probably going to be learning. We'll try and explain as much as we can as we go along, but for the most part, it's going to be more just showing you guys as we install the coilovers. And if we run into any information or things you might think you guys want to hear, we'll obviously share that information with you guys. So just so you guys know, we are brand ambassadors for Detail Ease. If you guys are interested in getting yourselves any of these products, they are on their website. We've got a link in the description. You can get 10% off if you do want to order something from them. This stuff is awesome. We use it on all of our cars and we're never disappointed. So if you guys are looking to get some really nice detailing products for your car, check out the link down below. Alright, so we have the car jacked up, wheels off. It's quite easy. These are the coilovers. You guys would have seen them. Doing some FKs. We've already taken the helper springs off. Chris said he's going to give it to some Mark 1 owner for his headrest. So, that's a classic. Realistically, taking this off, it shouldn't be too difficult. I know it's quite dark, but 3 bolts on top. Then, obviously, the drop links in the back here needs to come off. And then there's a little bolt at the back. These are basically the same as Polos, just a lot bigger. So, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to be easy, but we're going to try our best. If we run into any issues, we'll let you guys know. So we're trying to get the shock out, and for some reason we've got a bit of a knock now in the engine. We think one of the lifters have maybe gone. Got a little bit of cylinder rattle, so we're not exactly sure what's going on. We're going to try to replace the blinker fluid and hopefully it fixes the problem, but if that doesn't fix the problem, we're going to have to scrap the whole car. Coilovers, what can you do, right? We've actually figured out somewhat of the problem. What it seems we need to do is the lower control arm is currently restricting the hub from going lower. So what we need to do is basically undo the work that we've done, but it shouldn't be too difficult because we've already broken the, we got the shock for the most part loose from the collar. We're going to push the shock back into the hub and then remove the lower control arm. Should give us enough clearance to physically drop the hub low enough, because we think that the lower control arm is going to its max and not allowing us to go any lower than that. The thing is, on the Polos we are able to bend it low enough for it. We don't actually know why it's struggling so much, but these are bigger cars, they're a little bit different, and we did watch a video online just to review to see how we might fix it. And in that video they've taken the low control arm off, so we're going to attempt that. If it fixes the issue, then we're going to do the same thing for this side, especially now while the shock is still in the hub. So that side is going to be trial and error, and then we'll get to this side. We got it out! Finally! Sorry for the copyright music.
So is that the first one?
This one's out.
Sweet.
He's a big boy.
Well, now that that one's out, at least the next one should go. Maybe a lot.
No, don't jinx it.
Oh, I'm ready for you.
That's it. I don't know what's going on here. All I know is they got that side of the suspension out. And now they're putting the coilovers in.
Genuinely, we can't.
That's as far as I know what's going on.
Let's first try and get the top hat off.
Eat to show.
We start the other two, we start the other. We've got the top hat off one of the shocks. That was quite difficult as well, but my dad came to help us. He used one of the spanners, got a good grip on it because we didn't have an Allen key that matches the size, and these top hats, in order to get them off, you have to put an Allen key in and then spin the actual nut, because if you just spin the nut normally, the shock spins with it, so breaking the top hat loose is quite difficult, and you have to take the OEM top hats off and put them on the coilovers. I don't know why they haven't started just shipping coilovers with top hats. It would solve everyone's issue. Also, you won't have to disassemble your stock springs, then you can keep them as a whole.
Wouldn't be expensive to manufacture that though.
Could be, but it's like very... I think if you were charging people the extra $500 for that,
I suppose they could buy it from the supplier as well.
right? So it really isn't that that difficult. It shouldn't be an issue.
No, they make it fun.
But for the most part, yeah, we're there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens now. We're going to try to get this side out now. The side's being really stubborn. We hit it a few times and it moved maybe like what appeared to be about 1 millimeter. So we're going to start hitting this thing pretty hard soon and hope for the best. But halfway, I'd say half of the worst is done. We have another 2 pieces that's pretty tough, and then we're going to hope for the best.
Yes, Crystal?
Chris has got it.
It's about to go in. Hopefully.
Is that all you're gonna say, Crystal?
So greasing the...
He's Ricardo's greasing my hole.
Yeah, okay.
Leaving it up
Let me grease the
nicely.
shaft there quickly.
I'm gonna grease the shaft.
That's a bit
And at the worst time I said that, I was pointed at his crotch.
Just his crotch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Leave it up here.
Yeah, make it
Yes,
wet.
boys. Is this allowed on YouTube?
Well, we
You'll
might
be live.
find out. But, please make sure that it's
To be
actually
honest,
said.
the way YouTube's going now, really. Alright, so we have the coilovers in front in. We did a 4 centimeter 40 mil basically on the adjusters. We don't know what height we need to set these to, so we went for the middle. Everything's looking pretty good. It was quite difficult to get everything in, but we've got everything tight now. Low control arm is reattached. We've tightened the bolt at the back, and it was quite a bit of flexing with the drop link to get it in, but it does have a I don't know what you would call it, like a rubber bushing, but it can swivel. So we just needed a little bit of persuasion, but she's in now. Everything is reattached. We just want to make sure that when we drop the car now, that the coilover actually goes straight into the top hat, because it's got like a fine line. You kind of need to make sure it fits, otherwise it's gonna it won't sit straight. It could possibly damage something. We don't want that to happen. So we're just gonna have to lower the car really slowly. And then yeah, we're going to see how it looks at this height. We might migrate over to the back and then do the back first before we make adjustments, because obviously that can affect how the car sits. I think that'll probably be the best option, but for now we've done 40 mils on both sides in front. We'll see how that looks and then take it from there. Bring it to me, then you can start jacking it that side. Alright, we basically have everything loose. The difficulty was getting the low control arm off, and then the bolt that holds the original shock in is actually quite intense to get off, but once we broke it loose it was alright. Had to give it everything now, I won't lie. So we're gonna replace the shock now, but the only downside with these cars, the way the fender line is set up, so like on standard Polos you can access the bolts that hold the top hat of the shock in, but there's nothing covering it with the fender liner, whereas on this car the fender liner is covering it, but because it is carpet you can just pull it back. So we're just pulling that to the side using the socket extension and basically loosening those top hats, because same like the front, you have to use the top hats from the OEM setup to run the coilovers. But we've already put the adjusters in for the springs just to see how it sits. Everything looks pretty good. The springs are nice and small, but the only downside is because of the cup that the springs are sitting in, we might have difficulties. Like, it just seems like a difficult car to adjust the coilovers, so we're going to have to decide on a height and then let the car stay like that, because being able to adjust it when everything's tightened again, I think is going to be really difficult. Getting an adjuster in here already is basically impossible. Like, I have to stick my hand in here to try and adjust it. There's no ways an adjuster is fitting in there. So it seems like if you are ever going to want to be able to freely adjust this without any strain on the components, you're going to have to drop the low control arm every time, which is a bit of a mission, because the bolt that goes through the low control arm sits so tight in its socket that you have to unthread the entire bolt, and the bolt's about that long. So it's a bit of a mission, but we'll get there. I'll show you guys once we have that side buttoned up. We'll do a full walk around, show how it looks, and then we'll mark it over to the other side. Bye.